Can you believe it, guys? There's yet another Chery sub-brand here in Malaysia. It's called Jetour and it's the third, well, technically fourth brand under the Chery umbrella here in Malaysia. But interestingly, Jetour will be operating completely separate from the Chery Malaysia entity. It all gets very confusing very fast, but it's okay because we are here for the car. This is called the Jetour Dashing and it's their first model right here in Malaysia. So let's go and check out what's the 5 things that you need to know about it. I think this car is called the Dashing probably because of its dashing exterior design. Now on the outside here, from the back, it is a very usual crossover sort of affair with the taillights here getting all of the attention, especially thanks to this extra flare on the side as well as the checkerboard design on the light signature. This D-pillar trim here looks very unique, but the highlight of this car is definitely right up in front. Because just check this out, guys, this massive grille here actually takes up almost the entire front fascia of the car. But it doesn't actually look too jarring or too big, probably because of this checkerboard design inside here. The headlights are neatly integrated to the side with only one small strip up here, which they call the Mecha eyes for the daytime running lights. In terms of sizing, this Jetour Dashing is actually a C-segment SUV, coming in slightly bigger than the Proton X70. Now as for your standard equipment, you get full LED lighting on the outside with sequential turn indicators at the back, the flush door handles and also 18 or 19-inch wheels depending on the variant. The Jetour Dashing will be offered in 2 variants here in Malaysia, but both of them are powered by the same 1.5-litre turbocharged inline-4 engine, making 156 horsepower and 230 Nm of torque. Now if those numbers sound familiar to you, that's because this is actually the same engine as the Chery Omoda 5. But unlike the Omoda 5, this here doesn't get a CVT, but a 6-speed wet door clutch gearbox. Now Jetour hasn't provided any performance numbers like its 0 to 100 times or its top speed, but I'm pretty sure that this will be a bit more snappier than the Omoda 5, so maybe time for another drag race? Inside here, it really isn't anything that we haven't seen before. It also employs the very clean dashboard design with this floating panel over here housing the two 10.25-inch screens. And also since this is under the Chery umbrella, some of these things here do actually look quite familiar. It does share some parts with the Chery cousins like this Mercedes-Benz inspired push-start button as well as this turn indicator stalks, but there are actually a few unique design and features over here that really makes this their own. For one, you get this very unique key over here. There's the extra pattern on the dashboard itself. This center aircon vents, there's actually 3 individual vents over here. This gear shift lever that they call it the Jetour lever. And also something they call the side utility space with a red coloured magnetic clasp over here for you to store your longer items, maybe like a foldable umbrella. As for your standard equipment, both variants here are actually pretty equally equipped with things like your 2-tone leather upholstery, the 6-way powered driver's seat, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, automatic aircon with rear aircon vents, as well as a 50-watt wireless charger over here with a blower to cool your phone when you're charging. Step up to the Prime variant and you also get some additional goodies like the extra 4-way lumbar support for the driver's seat, the 4-way powered front passenger seat, reclinable rear seats, a panoramic glass roof, as well as ambient lighting system. Now remember when I said that Jetour will be operating completely separate from Chery Malaysia? Well, this car here will be locally assembled right here in Malaysia, but instead of using Chery's plant in Shah Alam, they've instead signed an agreement with Berjaya, who will be doing their CKD works for them. And it's not just CKD because they're also investing to make Malaysia their R&D and also export hub right here in the region. Now construction for this new factory has already begun and Jetour says that they expect to start CKD work on this car sometime in May. The Jetour Dashing is now available here in Malaysia at a price starting from 110,000 ringgit for the Comfort variant and 117,000 ringgit for the Prime variant. Now keep in mind, those prices are before registration fees and of course your insurance as well as road tax. So maybe add on a couple of thousand ringgit on top of that. But if you're the first 500 buyers for this car, you get a 2,000 ringgit cash rebate on top of the usual price. Now as part of the normal price here, you do get a 7-year or 150,000 kilometers vehicle warranty, a 10-year or 1 million kilometers engine warranty, as well as 5 times of free service package. For more information on the all-new Jetour Dashing, do log on to AutoBuzz.my.